So welcome everybody to the call tonight. My name is Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy. I'm very excited to be with you tonight. We are going to have some fun for sure. I'm going to throw the whole kitchen sink at you tonight, so hopefully you've got a pen and paper and able to take notes, but we are recording it as well. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about Teamzy, how this elegant little software system will help you get your DMO done in less than an hour every single day. Not only that though, it'll tell you what to do. I mean, a lot of times that sounds great, get your DMO done, but what is your DMO? Like who are you reaching out to? What are you saying? How are you doing it? Teamzy will give you that entire game plan. I'll show you that tonight. We'll set it up and I'll show you how to do a power hour. It's going to be fun. Before I do that though, first I need to talk to you a little bit about relationship marketing. See, relationship marketing is the system and the philosophy that Teamzy is based on. Teamzy is not just software to make you efficient. It's based on a system that we've been teaching and coaching for 15 years, helping people build their business by relationship. I'm going to give you a little bit of that training tonight, just as much as I can squeeze into this call. And then I'll take you into Teamzy, we'll set it up, and we'll crush a power hour. Sound good? I will stay for a Q&A at the end, so if you have questions, you can ask me anything you want at the end. I will stay and answer your questions, okay? All right, let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss, a power hour boss. See, the truth is you can build a massive business with just an hour a day of focus, okay? That's what I'm going to show you tonight. But first, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I come from a background of business coaching and consulting. I've been a professional business coach and consultant for 15 years. And what I've done is help people build their business by relationship. I fell into network marketing 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I guess about 4 years ago, by accident. I found some products that helped me lose a bunch of weight, really changed my life for the better. And, I was able to regain my health and my vitality. How many of you, that's your story? The products really kind of changed, kind of saved your life, really. And I was sharing what I was doing with people just out of the joy of it having helped me. I wasn't a distributor or anything like that. I was just telling people what I was doing. They were asking me. And then I finally realized there was an amazing business opportunity here. When I looked at the business opportunity, I took kind of a step back, put on my hat as a professional coach, and said, what do you need to do this successfully? And I realized that I only had an hour a day. See, I had a full-time job. I have 4 kids, dogs, the whole deal. I had about an hour a day that I could devote to this. So I started looking for tools to help me leverage my time so I could be efficient and get the things done I knew I needed to get done to build this business. Well, I just didn't find anything that I liked. That's why we built Teamzy. So Teamzy's here because I knew you needed it. I can't believe you guys were doing this business without a tool like this. So I know you'll be excited to use it. All right, let's jump back into this conversation though about relationship marketing. What is relationship marketing? A lot of people think that relationship marketing is just selling things to your friends. It's just selling things to your friends, but that's not what it is. Relationship marketing is actually where we focus. You build a business by focusing on building relationships instead of focusing on getting sales. Does this make sense? Because one relationship is worth many sales as opposed to one person equaling one sale. Makes sense? All right. But also I want you guys to have a mindset shift. You are not salespeople. Yes, let me rephrase that. Yes, you are salespeople, but more importantly, you're business owners. You're business owners. You need to start thinking like a business owner, okay? And relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of the business. As a business owner, you have to decide which lead generation system you'll use in your business. I'm going to show you relationship marketing tonight, which I believe is the most effective form of lead generation and also the most fulfilling. Okay, but I want you to have this mindset shift right here at the beginning of our talk tonight. As business owners, your business is not marketing Juice Plus products. Your business is lead generation. You're in the lead generation business. You need to be generating leads to your business, okay? Now, traditionally, a lead means somebody who's going to purchase. In relationship marketing, a lead means a human being. It just means a relationship, okay? Principle. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. We want to generate leads, but in our case, it's meeting people. We want to generate new relationships. We want to meet people and build relationships with them. That is how you build a business. You meet people and you build relationships with them. That's simple. And then what we do is we turn those relationships into advocates by investing time in providing outstanding service. We turn those relationships into advocates by investing time in providing outstanding service. Every single one of you is an advocate for other people's products right now. Think about the products that you rave about. They're not paying you or anything. You're just excited to share them with others. True? We're going to turn your relationships into advocates for what you're doing. Okay, next principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. How many of you have come across people that are a bit shady in our business? Even if you haven't come across people who are shady or doing things that are disingenuous, your friends and family have, right? Have you come across people that are skeptical about what you're doing? Yeah, that comes from that, right? That comes from them having an experience with somebody else doing things that were, well, let's just call it less than trustworthy. Relationship marketing depends on trust, but the good thing is trust makes the work fun. When somebody trusts you, even just a little bit, you don't have to convince them, you don't have to sell them, you can just get right to helping them. Let me see, who's here to help people? That's your primary motivation. So when people trust you, you don't have to convince you can get right to helping. Also, trust takes the ickiness out. There's no icky salesperson happening when there's trust. Make sense? You don't feel like one and they don't see you as one. And finally, when there's trust, you get to go for yes. Instead of going for no, which by the way is my worst nightmare, you get to go for yes. You get to go for yes. If you haven't ever seen me rant on the go for no thing, you should look up my YouTube channel, but I'm not going to do it tonight. So how do you build trust? How do you build trust? I'm really not going to rant on the go for no thing, but let me just say this. I think you should be building bridges, not burning them. And I think you should be focusing on making someone's day rather than making a sale, and you don't have to worry about damaging your relationships. That's all. All right, let's keep going. How do you build trust? How do you build trust? Here are the 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Okay, I'll go through them quickly and then I'll break them out for you. Number 1 is chemistry. Okay, number 2 is character. Number 3 is competence. And number 4 is consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. You guys got those? Okay. I'm losing my voice a little, but I've got my special herbal tea here. I have to use tea bags until my tower garden catches up and grows everything fresh for me. I'm a new tower gardener. All right, I've been talking to too many of you guys to not get one. How to build trust. Number 1 is chemistry. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, the easiest way to look at this is like this. Nobody wants to do business with someone they don't like. Okay, and everyone would prefer to do business with a friend. So figure it out. Ask questions. What do you have in common with this person? If you ask somebody 10 questions, you will find something major that you have in common. Okay, now, last thing I want to say about this, because we live on social media and we're posting on social media, and it seems like social media for most people is a place to divide. Have you noticed that? There's a lot of division on social media. As business owners, your job is to create common ground. Your public voice is a place that people unite around. Okay? Unless there's different human bodies that you can't help but choose plus, I'm pretty sure you can help all of them, no matter their opinions, right? Yeah, come on. Number 2 is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Please notice that character is not something you have. I'm sorry to tell you this, folks, but you do not have character. Character is something you do. Character is something you do. It's an action that you do. A lot of the things that we think we have are actions. Look, another one is another training. I'm not going to go deep into it tonight, but love is an action, not a feeling, not a thing. It's an action, something you do, right? You got to start thinking about the most important qualities of life and of being a person are actually things we have to do, not just be. Character is one of them. You have to live it out. Okay, everything that you do, the way you talk to people, the way you follow up with your customers, the way you post, what you post on social media, the care that's in it, the way you drive your car in traffic. It's all your character. It's your brand. It's your business. Does this make sense? And the more you develop character and demonstrate character, the more trust you create in the marketplace, the more business you'll build in your business. Number 3 is competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. There's 2 pieces of this. The first piece is, I need to know, do you know enough about what you're doing, about your products, about your services, that you can help me solve my problem? Can you help me solve my problem? That's what sales is, by the way, helping people solve their problems, right? I talk to a lot of people in this business, and I'm shocked at how many people don't even find out what other people's problems are before they try to solve them. Just a little side note. It blows me away. We were just going through this in boot camp recently. I tell people, you ask people, are you interested in more information? Right? I'll tell you that tonight too. Are you interested in more information? And they say yes. And then what do you send them? A general link about Juice Plus capsules? You don't even know what they need yet. You have to find out what information. What do they need? What information are they interested in? Guys, just this is one of these rants. I'm going to go on about 20 of these tonight. Sorry. Hopefully you'll get good stuff from all of them. Imagine going to a doctor because you don't feel well. And the doctor says, you don't feel well? No. Well, would you like some more information on what I'm doing? Yeah, that's why I came to the doctor's office. Great. Here's a catalog of all the drugs I prescribe. See if any of those interest you, and I'll write your prescription. That's what we do in this business, though, right? Find out what they need. Then tell them why you have a great solution. Back it up with some stories of other people who've had a similar need and how it helped them, and then tell them exactly what they need to start with and how to do it. Make sense? All right, that's a little side note. Chemistry, character, competence. I need to know, can you help me solve my problem so that I can become your customer and trust you enough to give you my money in exchange for that help? The second piece is, now that I'm in love with the products and I want to join the business, do I believe you can mentor me in this business? Am I going to be sponsored under you, or am I going to go looking for somebody else to sponsor me? I need to know you're competent. Okay? Your goal is to build that competence. Find out who you can learn from. Who can mentor you? Who can you follow that can help you become competent in this? Now, if you're new and you don't have this competence yet, that's okay. What I want you to do is lean into your team, lean into your upline, lean into your sideline, lean into the people around you who have it. Tell your new people, I'm brand new. I'm still learning about these amazing products myself, but I have on speed dial the experts. They're a fingertip away. We'll get them. We'll get any question answered that you could come up with. You want to join my team? We're going to plug into this amazing team together, be mentored together. So just let them know that they're in the right place, even if you don't have the competence yet, that they're going to be able to tap into the resources of your team. Make sense? Okay. And leaders, teach your new people not to fake it, not to make up stories, that they need to be honest and let people know they don't know what the heck they're talking about yet, and that they have you to back them up. Okay. Three little quick principles on behind this. When someone's going to do business with you, they only care about 3 things. This is what I built this content on, is this principle. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? These are the only 3 things people care about when they're going to do business with you. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? These questions get answered at a heart level. It's not a conversation that happens, but it's just a feeling they have. And you answer it by building the relationship, building trust over time. Okay? Number 4 is consistency. The 4th ingredient for building trust is consistency, probably the most important one. How important is it to be consistent to build trust? Parents, think about your kids. Was it important to be consistent? Yeah. Did they catch you every time you weren't and throw it in your face for years to come? Yes. Kids are no different than adults. When you fail to be consistent, people notice and they remember it. Being consistent is huge for building trust. I love this principle. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. Not only does it build trust, but it attracts people to you when you're consistent. People are inspired by it. How many of you have been told by somebody recently that you inspire them? Anyone? It's humbling, isn't it? This is what's inspiring them. Your consistency. They see you being consistent, doing great things. Dedicating yourself to a healthy lifestyle, helping other people, sharing your story. It's attractive and inspiring. This principle is actually from a great book and I always recommend it when I give this talk. It's called Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. I'll put it on the screen for you. If you haven't read this book, oh, I'm trying to put it on the screen. Hold on. Whenever my keynote stops working, it means that within 2 days, Apple has an update. Have you guys noticed that? Anyone use Macs? Well, it's really not working. Try it again. There it is. Give me that. There's certain things that I have nightmares about that my computer makes. That noise, that error noise that the button doesn't work is one, and the other one is the spinning rainbow wheel of death that you get on Apples. Okay, so here's the book, Influence, Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. Awesome, awesome book. If you want to be a leader in this business, you have to learn how to help people. And the way you help people is by influencing them, right? It's the same way you helped your kids raising them. So it's such a great book. Okay, anyways, let's move on. People respect consistency and desire for themselves. How many of you, let me just actually come out of this so I can see your faces for a quick second. How many of you, and if you don't have your camera on, turn it on just for a quick sec so I see your faces. How many of you are pretty consistent using Juice Plus? You've got the lifestyle down, using your products, you're walking your talk. Let me see the hands there. Okay, good, that's great. Now let's talk the next thing, that's the next visible thing. How many of you are consistent on social media, posting regularly, sharing your story? Few of you. All right. This is the next class. You just got to share. You just got to be able to share what you're doing. That's all. You got to share what you're doing. Share people what's happening. It's got to be done consistently. Okay. All right. Now let's see. How many of you are consistent with staying in touch with people, connecting with people, reaching out, staying in touch? Great. Okay, good. We got a few of you. Got the honest people going like this. That's good. All right. The checkup for the neck up is staying in touch with people. Okay, because a lot of us are good about taking our product. A lot of us are good about posting on social media. Okay. But the real consistency that matters is staying in touch with people. Here's the principle I want to talk to you about. People won't believe you till they see you. People won't believe you till they see you. What do I mean by this? Let's say you are posting on social media, you're sharing your story on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, wherever you live there, and you share your story and it's inspiring what you're doing and how it's changed your life. And then you say, if you're interested in learning more and joining me, comment or like my post or private message me, whatever. And a couple of people do, and you're like, oh, that was great. I got a couple of interested people by doing that. How many of you have done that? Cool. Have you stopped to wonder about the other 1,000 or 2,000 people that you're friends with that didn't comment or like your post? I mean, it's great that you got 2 or 3 people, right? But what about the rest of them? And this is what I want you to understand, is that the rest of them are watching. They're watching, and some of them are really excited about what you're doing. They're excited for you. But they're watching you kind of with a detachment, like you're a TV show that comes through their feed. Does this make sense? They don't believe you. When you say, join me, message me to join me, they don't believe you. Why would they think you're talking to them? They haven't heard from you since high school. Right? They haven't heard from you from high school. Just because we're Facebook friends doesn't mean we're actually in contact. It just means we peek through each other's windows on Thursday evenings and know what we're having for dinner and watching on TV that night. Right? You need to understand relationship building is a contact sport. You have to be in regular contact with people if you want a relationship with them. And I'm here to tell you that the secret to building this business big is having relationships, okay? So you need to actually be in contact with everybody all the time if you want to have a big business. I'm going to show you, don't worry. I'll show you how to do it with Teamzy. I know your time is scarce and it won't take that much time with a system like this. But here's the last principle I want to share, and we'll jump into Teamzy. Investing time in connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Just real quick, look at your faces again for this piece. How many of you, hold on, let me get a little throat coat here. How many of you have ever received a card from somebody that you care about? And in the card, for whatever occasion, and in the card was a handwritten message that was that moved you emotionally, like it just really touched your heart. Has anyone ever received a card like that from somebody? Hopefully everybody, right? Now the next question I have is after you read that card and you get the message, how many of you are like, that was nice, and then you crumble it up, throw it in the trash can? Anyone? My last call actually got a couple. Now, how many of you have a hard time throwing those cards away, and you save most of them? You put them somewhere special, and you've got a pile of them at this point that's growing pretty big, but you can't part with them, right? That's me too. We actually have bins now in the garage full of these things because they don't fit in the house anymore, but we can't get rid of them. People save them. Typically, people save them, and they cherish them. In fact, what's amazing is, I'll challenge you all to do this tonight after our call. Go pull one out of the middle of your pile, wherever it is, and read it. And it will probably have a deeper impact now than it did the first time you read it. Pretty cool, right? People even keep cards and letters from loved ones who have passed away. How many of you have some of those in your possession? We treasure them, don't we? Okay, so here's another example of something that I recently received in the mail. It's a happy birthday postcard. Have you guys ever received one of these? This one's from my life insurance salesperson. Okay? It's nice. Happy birthday, Eric. It's your birthday. Here's to another great year of you, wishing you the best. Does this go in the special place? When I'm gone, will my son use this as his bookmark in his Bible? Probably not, right? Probably not. This doesn't have the same value, does it? Do you have any problem throwing these away? No problem whatsoever. These don't even usually make it in the house, right? I have a trash can in the garage where this stuff goes as I'm coming in. I live in a semi-rural place now, and my mailbox is about 150 yards from the house. I almost want to put a trash can in down there by the mailboxes for all the neighbors to just throw our junk mail in. I think everybody would think that was cool. My point is this has no value. And what's the difference? It's a happy birthday card. I happen to have a birthday card right here from my father that I'll probably keep forever. It has a beautiful letter inside of it. They're from the same birthday. This has no value. Why? Because two reasons that violate this principle I'm teaching you about. It took no investment of time. 0 time was invested in this. No time, no value, right? The most valuable thing we have is time. And it's not a personal connection. This is a bulk mailing. You see the difference? People are constantly messaging me and saying, you mean Teamzy doesn't do marketing automation? Like, you're missing the point. We're talking about building relationships. Bulk mail, bulk things. That's not a personal connection. It doesn't have as much value. Does this make sense? This took no time, no value. The handwritten card took undivided attention just for you to connect with you. Now, to make a connection and to deepen relationships, do you need to be writing cards and letters all day long? No. Should you be writing personal cards to people as part of your business strategy? Of course. Of course. But I'm going to show you in a minute how even just sending people a message on Facebook or a text message can totally make their day. And it's incredibly rare for them to receive a personal message in the course of the day that's not from the 1 or 2 people that they talk to on a regular basis. Most people talk to 1 or 2 or maybe 3 people on a regular basis, and that's it. As a society, we are longing to be connected with more people. We just don't know how to do it. And social media has been great because like I said, it lets us be aware of what others are doing, But unless you use it the way I'm going to show you today, it doesn't really help you connect. So I want you guys to get that down. Connecting with people, investing time with them is the only way to deepen a relationship. Okay? Now that you have that principle, let's just talk about the system. The principles are great, but you have to have a system to apply them. You can't just go do this on your own, however you want, or, well, I do some of the things you say, Eric. Great, but you have to do it in a systemized way. You need to stay in contact with all your relationships. It's impossible to do without a system. They fall through the cracks like crazy. You need to know when to contact them. In other words, when to contact them, when not to contact them. It'd be great if the system did it for you, right? You didn't have to think. You could just turn it on every day and go. Wow, what am I leading up to? You also should know what to say so you don't stare at your screen for hours trying to think of the perfect message. Who's guilty of trying to get the perfect message? And then you end up sending 2 messages in an hour. That was me too. That's why I spent a lot of time figuring out what I could do that was really efficient and easy to start conversations. And I'll show you, put it in Teamzy for you. And then make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. Make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. In our business, this is going to shock you guys, about 80% of the strong leads fall through the cracks. And probably a lot of you are guilty of it too. But after tonight, you'll be armed with the know-how to make sure people aren't falling through the cracks. So let's jump out of this now and look at Teamzy for a second. Too many windows open. Here we go. Here's my Teamzy dashboard. Okay. If you haven't already started using Teamzy, I just want to let you know you can get a free trial for 30 days at teamzy.com/JP. Teamzy.com/JP. Okay. Free trial for 30 days. We don't ask for a credit card or anything. Nothing weird. We just want you to use it, enjoy it, learn how to create some great momentum. Okay. For those of you who are already in a free trial, after your 30 days is up, you have an option to create a subscription with us. If you haven't heard the news, Teamzy has been endorsed by the Juice Plus company, endorsed as the CRM of choice for you to use. And they have negotiated a special discount for all of the distributors, Juice Plus distributors. So after your 30 days, you have an opportunity to sign up for an ongoing subscription with us at 34% off what we charge other networks. So it's pretty awesome. Just put that, just so you have that information. It's pretty cool. I'm really excited that happened for you guys. And we hope that conversation, that relationship will grow even more as time goes on with Juice Plus. So let's show you what this looks like. So once you've started your free trial or your account, you're going to come into Teamzy, and the first place it'll bring you is into the Setup Wizard. The Setup Wizard's designed for people like me who are not techie to set this up easily, okay? I know you guys think I'm techie, but honestly, I'm not. I drew this on a napkin and some amazing people built it. All right, so I'm going to launch this real quick in the Setup Wizard. Show you, and we'll go through it real quick to set up. So there's a little welcome from me, great. All right, and then so what we'll do in this Setup Wizard are 3 things. We're going to set your income goal. Once you create an income goal, Teamzy will know what to create for you as a plan, and it'll tell you what to do every day to hit your goal. You never have to worry about what to do. You'll always know exactly what to do. Number 2, we're going to help you create a powerful why. This is important. I'll explain this in a second. But without this, you're not going far. And number 3, we're going to get your contacts into Teamzy so that everybody's in here, organized in one place. Nobody can fall through the cracks anymore. And there's no guessing. You know exactly who to connect with every day. Okay? The other thing that's cool about Teamzy is it lives in the cloud, which means it's in your phone too. Okay? So it's always in your hand. It's always in your pocket. It's always in your purse. You're meeting somebody, you're out at a party painting with some friends at a painting party, and you meet an amazing person who you want to stay connected with. You can whip out your phone, add them to Teamzy, set a follow-up, continue the conversation later. There's no writing it down on a sticky note and trying to put it into your list later. Make sense? Okay. Let's get started. So set your income goal. Just put a number in here. This is the income level you'd like to be at, your annual income level you'd like to be at 12 months from now. So I put 150,000 in as my goal. What's your goal? Okay, just put your number in there. How much would you like to make? That 150,000 in 12 months is aggressive. How many of you guys think that's aggressive? It's super aggressive. But you have to know that that's the kind of personality that I am. I was when I left My job to do my business, my salary was 150, and I told my wife by the end of the year we could still be there if I worked my 2D off, and she had faith in me. Look, so I'm going to show you how this 150,000. Let's continue to the next page. Teamzy's telling me that over the next 12 months, I need to connect with 4,348 people to hit that goal. Okay, that's pretty big, right? How many of you think you could connect with 4,348 people in a year? It seems like it's an impossible number. Amanda's going, well, Eric just told me that I've done 1,000 in 8 weeks, so I guess I could. That's amazing, isn't it? All right, continue to the next page, and it breaks it down. See, the breakdown makes it doable. It breaks it down between prospects, customers, and distributors, right? And then it breaks it down monthly, weekly, daily. So I have a daily target now of connecting with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors. That's my daily target. Connect with 19 people, basically, 5 days a week. That, I will tell you, is 30 minutes working Teamzy. Maybe I could do it in 15, but I'm going to call it 30 because I'm probably faster at it than you guys will be at first. Okay? Is that crazy? It's just about being consistent. It's about being consistent. So these goals, connect with your prospects, your customers, and your distributors. I'll show you how to do that in a second. But those are just connecting with, not selling, not prospecting. It's just to make somebody's day, okay? Write down, make someone's day mindset. Make someone's day mindset, okay? That's your goals, just to make somebody's day, get them to smile. They're not getting messaged by people. People aren't reaching out for no reason just to brighten their day, but you will be. The next box here where it says daily invites 3. An invite is where I'm actually inviting somebody to purchase a product, when I'm inviting somebody to join my team. Okay? An invite is something that I can follow up on and convert on. So I'm inviting, out of 19 conversations, I'm hoping that 3 of them will show some interest and I'll invite them to something. See, I believe you should first uncover interest, then invite. That's how you build bridges instead of burning them. And that's how people don't get turned off when they're not ready. Make sense? Going back to my doctor analogy, it'd be like your doctor calling you up and saying, hey, I'd really like you to buy this jar of amoxicillin. I know you're not sick, but it'll probably come in handy if you do get sick. Right? You're like, what are you talking about? Yeah. That's what it's like sometimes when you tell somebody, I found the most amazing product and you need it. They're like, I need it? You haven't even they haven't identified the need yet. Makes sense? You're just going to have a conversation first. And then ads are just new people you're putting in your teams. Maybe it's people you know, but you haven't added yet. You didn't think about them yet. Or they're people you're meeting. You want to get in the habit of always adding some new people. Okay? Adding some new people constantly. You can change these numbers. These are suggested based on my goal, but you can change them if you're new and have no distributors. Make that a 0 and add the 4 over to prospects. Make sense? Okay, once you have them the way you want them, click continue and it saves them to your dashboard. And now your dashboard will be configured to your numbers. You can see my goal is 9 prospects. I've got 6 left and 3 done already. Connect with 6 of my customers. I haven't done any of those. I have 6 left. So you can see that the dashboard is configured to those goals. Okay. Next step. Sorry, I can feel my voice going. The next step for setup is your why, my why. How many of you have already got a why? Like you know your why, you've written it down somewhere. Couple people? Great. On this page, no one has their cameras on, so I won't toggle over there. Great. This is super important because I want you guys to understand that 1 out of 2 people in our business quits their first year. Have you guys heard that stat? How many of you have worked hard to get distributors on your team and watch them quit? So you know that stat's right on even without looking it up. You felt it. People quit in their first year, 50% of them. Do you think that the Juice Plus opportunity is not good anymore? Is it one of those things that you needed to get in 20 years ago to make it good? No, of course not. In fact, Juice Plus is going better now, I think, than it ever has, isn't it? It sure feels like it. It feels like there's a lot of dynamic energy in this network. Now, products are awesome. I think the product also is more timely now than it's ever been. You know, I think it was way ahead of its time, and now this is the perfect time for it. I think, you know, you can't look at any of that and say that's a reason for quitting. People quit because they don't have a reason not to. Does this make sense? Look, let me just put it like this. Could you eat donuts if you could eat donuts all day and be mega healthy, is there any reason why you wouldn't eat donuts all day? If they were the mega health food? No. The reason you don't eat donuts all day is because you have a reason not to. You want to be healthy. You have to have a reason to do things. If there's no reason, we take the path of less resistance, right? Like water. So what you have to do is build dams in your life. Well, I'm going to use this water analogy. You got to have a reason. And otherwise, you will quit. Now, I'm going to take you through this process really quick. I'm going to do as quick as I can, but I want to share my story with you and how this really helped me. Because I didn't have a reason for signing up for this business. Nothing that would keep me going. I had to figure it out as I went, but when I did, it changed everything. It changed everything. So let me take you through this process really quick. It's not that complicated. You don't have to take a class or read a book or go to a retreat in Sedona or anything like that. I mean, you can do all that if you want. You can write it off on your taxes now, right? Business owners. So to go ahead and take the trip to Sedona and write it off, but you don't need to do that to find your why. You just need 10 minutes. 10 minutes of quiet time to thoughtfully reflect on what you want. Now, if it's so easy, why would so many people not do it? Because everyone's in survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, you don't stop and go, what do I really want? You just have to keep moving towards what you need for today, right? So that's why I want you guys to take this process. We built it into Teamzy because I know without this, people just aren't going to be successful. And we built Teamzy because we want your testimony more than we want your money. So let me take you through this really quick. My why. There's 5 questions just to get you thinking. I'll share my story as an example, and I'll show you how this works. Number 1, why'd you become a distributor? Why'd you become a distributor? I shared a little bit of my story, but I actually lost 60 pounds in 100 days. And I was getting healthy. I was working out, lifting weights, and at the same time, and getting healthy. People noticed. People noticed like crazy, and they were asking me what I was doing, and I was telling them all day long. I found this great program. It's been amazing. My wife told me, go be a distributor. You can get paid for those referrals. I said, that makes sense. I was like, do I get a website? I just send people links all day? That's great. Sign me up. So I signed up. I didn't have any plans. I didn't have any aspirations. Next, what do you hope to accomplish? What do you hope to accomplish? What I wanted to do was make $500 a month extra money. $500 a month extra money. It was kind of a number I pulled out of the air, but it seemed like a good number. How many of you that would be cool? $500 a month extra would be cool. Next question, why is that important to you? Why is it important to you? Well, what I wanted to do with that 500 was I wanted to save it in the bank. I just wanted to put it in the bank. Savings. Savings feels good, doesn't it, when you have some savings? So just to give you some context, at the time that I was going through this process, I didn't have any savings, and I hadn't saved money in 6 years. We were living paycheck to paycheck. You guys know what that feels like, right? We were doing great before the Great Recession. Our business was booming. I was in the coaching business, and I worked with real estate people, helping them build fantastic multi-million-dollar real estate businesses. And then the recession hit, and the real estate market disappeared. I mean, it just disappeared. And so I was out of work along with everybody I knew, and it was a scary time. Some of you were probably out of work during the recession. It was scary. I think it was like 40% of the country was out of work, right? And that was a tough time. Now, you know, my family, we were incredibly blessed. I found work. We made it through, but we were paycheck to paycheck now. So I thought, wow, this is a cool opportunity. I could actually put some money in the bank, right? Next question. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? Here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to buy a new home for us. I dreamt of it all the time. How many of you are like, love the thought of buying a new house? I would look at the listings online. I would drive past the new developments. I would walk the dog and look at all the houses in the neighborhood and wonder how many bedrooms that one had. I dreamt of more space. We were totally crowded in this little house. We have 4 kids now, 2 dogs. And we started thinking we're going to have 1 kid, right? But if you want God to laugh, show him your plans. That's what they say. So anyways, long story short, I dreamt of more space. but we couldn't afford it. We didn't have any money, and we were upside down. Our mortgage was upside down more than $100,000 in the recession. Isn't that crazy? That's how much the market flipped, other than Southern California. But I know it was like that everywhere. But I thought, if I could save $500 every month for long enough, maybe, just maybe, we could buy a new home. Now, in 5 minutes of just thinking about these questions, I've gone from I could take or leave this business to, wow, maybe we can achieve that dream of buying a new home through this business. Do you see how I'm starting to get excited about it? The fifth and last question, again, these are just to provoke thought, is why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? All right, let me just share this with you real quick. Honestly, I struggled with this question because I was like, this is a dead end because I don't have a meaningful goal. I want to buy a new house. This goal isn't to change the world or create a ministry. It's like, I wanted to buy a new house. It's not meaningful. It just feels selfish. But as I really dug into it, here's what I realized. The home, it was symbolic of my family. It wasn't really about the real estate. It was about my family. See, I wasn't present for them. I just wasn't around. I was too busy working. Anybody relate to that one? I actually would get up in the morning to go to work, and my kids would be in their pajamas still when I said goodbye. And when I came home from work, they'd be in their pajamas again, getting ready for bed. I felt like the only time I ever saw my kids was in their pajamas. And I knew that wasn't going to change anytime soon, that there was no way I could change anything with my career. And then get the kids to bed. We had about 45 minutes to hang out with my wife before we both pass out exhausted on the couch after our long days, right? Hers even longer than mine, taking care of all these kids. So I just realized that the house symbolized what I was not giving myself a chance to think about, because I didn't want to think about it because I couldn't change it, was the fact that I was missing my family and I was going to completely miss my kids growing up. And that is not what I dreamt of when I dreamt of being a husband and a father, right? I wanted more. I wanted to be with them. I wanted to be part of their life. So looking at this process made me have a mindset shift. See, I loved my career. I was well respected. I had status. I made great money, even though for some reason, just maybe the cost of living or whatever, we weren't able to really get ahead with it. But I knew that it wasn't going to get us where we wanted to go. Meanwhile, I'm looking at this little side hustle, this little extra money gig. This has the potential to give us everything we ever dreamt of, and then some, right? And the best part, it was recession-proof. Nobody can lay me off, right? No one can lay me off if the economy turns. That's just another thing, side note, that I love about network marketing is that it booms during recessions. It booms during recessions. In case you guys didn't know that and you worry about that, this industry booms in recession because everybody needs to do something to create wealth for themselves, and the people lean into community more. So don't worry about that. That's the cool thing about it. So I flipped a switch in my mind. I stopped thinking of network marketing as extra money. How many of you look at your Juice Plus business as kind of some extra money, good extra money? It's just a little extra money. Yeah. I started thinking of my job as extra money. I said, my job is extra money. This is my business. Yeah, I get paid. I make 10 times more money with my job, but that's just money they're going to give me to do the job I'm great at. I don't have to think about it anymore while I build my business, right? Because what do you do with extra money? You let it go when you don't need it, right? And that was my plan, to let go of that salary, to let go of that career as soon as I didn't need it. And I wrote my first why statement coming through this process. Let me share it with you. This was my why statement. By the way, just to give you context, because I'm so amazed and humbled and grateful for my life. This was 3.5 years ago that I wrote this down for the first time. Okay? My why, to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. Okay, this was my statement, and I was overcoming a lot of fears in this. The fear about being laid off for no reason at any moment. The fear of, not having enough money to make the bills, not being with my family, not being present, not being exhausted all the time. All of that was taken out by this why. Make sense? Now, what happens is you write your why statement in this box. You type right over mine, which is light gray. You type right over it, whatever your why is. You hit continue, and it saves it to your Teamzy dashboard. So you can read it every day before you do your power hour. Okay? It's very convicting. Now, here's what happened to me. Once this was clear, I went from side hustle, putting a little time here and there into this thing, to wow, I need to focus on this every day if I'm gonna create this life. Okay? At this point is when I realized, well, gotta have Teamzy, gotta have something that will help me, and we started building it. But it convicted me. Are there days where you don't feel like doing your business? You don't feel like connecting with people? Do you guys have those days? Absolutely. Your why will convict you to the point where you have to make a decision. Do I want to stay stuck in my current reality, or do I want to take 30, 40 minutes, log on to Teamzy, and just crank out my connects for the day? And you'll find that more often than not, you'll choose the latter, and you'll just crank out those connects for the day. And then 30 minutes down the road, you're done, and you feel amazing. You feel amazing. The other little side benefit is when you're feeling kind of down or bored or not really motivated, when you start making other people's days, it lifts you like nothing else. It lifts you up. You find that you feel like you can conquer the world. Some of you won't be able to stop when you hit your goal. You'll just keep going because you're having so much fun. Okay, here's what happened to me too. I told my wife, here's my why. I'm leaving my career. I'm going to come home and build my business. She's like, you're insane. We can't do that. You're not making enough money doing this. I said, I will. And I'm not leaving today, but that's the plan. Within 3 months, I left my job. I came home to work on my business. And I knew that I could do it. I knew that I could do it if I focused on it. But here was one first challenge. I had nowhere to work. I had nowhere to work in my house. So do you guys know the story? Amanda, have I told you the story about my shed? So what I did was I went to Home Depot and I bought a shed. You know the kind you put your lawnmower in? They're in front of Home Depot, like in the parking lot. I bought one of these sheds. I had it dropped in my backyard on the dirt because I didn't have money for a slab. And I drilled a hole in the wall with my cordless drill, and I put an extension cord through the hole in the wall, plugged it to a computer inside, and started building my business in the shed. I mean, it was like sweat pouring off my face in the summertime, freezing to death in the wintertime. And I'd be in the middle of a training and like a spider would drop on my head randomly. You know, it was crazy, but I made it happen. Here, I have a photo of this. Look at this. We called it my shed quarters. Where's the photo? Here it is. Here's one of my partners, Mike Lopez, and I in the shed. We're actually brainstorming at Teamzy right here in this picture. This is just 3 years ago, everybody. 3 years ago in my shed, working the business. Okay? The why is where it's at. And some of you are like, when is he going to show me how to do my power hour? I just really want you to have your why down. You need it. Okay, just to give you one more example on this. Let me just see, who are parents? Let me see parents. Raise your hand. Everyone I can see is a parent. How many of you have successfully fed your children every day of their life? You've actually given them food every day of their life. Wow, 100%. You mean there wasn't a single day where you forgot, or you didn't feel like it, or you just weren't motivated to do it, or you were just annoyed at them and didn't want to feed them? None of me? Nobody? But how many of you have missed a day working on your business? Of course. The difference is with your kids, you have a clear why. You have a powerful why. You have a why strong enough that you would probably take a bullet for that why. Do you see the difference? Now, your kids will always be more important than building your business in Teamzy. But my point is the why is what you got to get to. You got to get to an emotional why. And then you can be successful. Make sense? All right, now let's go in and crush our power hour together. Sorry, I had to go off on that tangent. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. Where are you? Here we are. Last step is getting everybody into Teamzy. This page has some videos that will help you. You're going to get your back office files in here. Get your distributors first, then your customers. Then I recommend getting your Facebook friends list imported, which is awesome. They'll all be in here in one place. Those 3 lists, you're ready to rock. And then any other place you have contacts, your phone, your email, whatever, you can bring those into Teamzy too. And there's a few videos on this page, but if you skip this and go to the Help Center, over here on the left, there's tons of FAQs, instructions, videos, anything you need to help with that process. And you always have this help button right here. See this floating help button? You can ask my team for help and they'll help you, okay? They'll even go as far as doing a one-on-one Zoom with you to walk you through the process. So if you're not techie, ask for our help, okay? All right, so once you get everything set up, you're ready to do your power hour. There's one more thing that you're gonna do, and that's to rank your contacts. See how everybody has a number next to their name? The number is their rank. I'm gonna jump to the team page. The team page is where you have the complete list of all your contacts. Okay? You've got your prospects, your customers, your distributors, all your lists, okay? See how everybody has a star rank next to their name? If I click on them. We use a simple star rating system to rate our contacts, okay? And there's a rank mode, you can turn it on right here. It turns on automatically when you do an import, so you can come in here and do this. Rank mode lets you go down your list quickly and rank people on the 5-star ratings. Just like you were going down a Netflix list and ranking movies you've seen. You're gonna rank your relationships. This is super important because this is a principle you guys need to understand. You have to prioritize relationships before you can prioritize time. If you don't, the turkeys in your life steal all the time from the people you care about the most. Is that true? It's like in business, they always say the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Well, you know, yeah, oil the squeaky wheels, but after you've taken care of your family, right? Your friends, your closest people, your top producing distributors. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna prioritize people. The other way to look at this is like this. 80% of your business comes from 20% of your relationships. Okay, that's the 80-20 rule. 80% of your business will come from 20% of your relationships. You should be in contact with that 20% more often than the rest of the people. So what the star rating does is it tells Teamzy how often to put them on your list. Okay? So the more stars, the more often they come up. So here are the definitions. A 5-star is somebody most likely to become a customer or distributor, or they're an existing customer or distributor that's a rock star. They're your favorite people, your best friends, your closest family are 5 stars. Okay, those people show up on your list every 30 days. Every 30 days, you get a reminder to connect and make that person's day. 4-star people are likely to join your team or become a customer with some nurturing. Okay, 4-star people are your friends and family, not your closest ones, but they're your friends and family. 4-star people show up every 60 days on your list. So just to connect and say hello. 3-star people could go either way, so they show up every 90 days. And everyone that you import into Teamzy is gonna default to 3 stars to start, because most of the people on your list will be 3-star people, okay? And that's normal. And then 2 stars are getting colder every 120 days. Do you see how this works? More stars, more often. Now, why do we do the ranking? First of all, the ranking's easy. To change someone's rank, you just click on it. Done, okay, saved. Rank them down, saved. You wanna delete somebody, click on the trash can. Super easy. You're gonna go down your list real quick, and remember, everybody's already 3, so you're just looking for really the first time your 4s and 5s. Why do you wanna do this? Because you never have to plan your list ever again. You never have to say, who am I gonna contact today? Teamzy will tell you, and they'll make sure that you don't miss anybody. Does this make sense? So once you're done with that, you're ready to do your power hour. Let's do it together real quick. Notice right here in the center of my screen is your power hour module. See this big power hour box in the middle? There's 2 halves. The left side are my lists. Prospects, customers, distributors, and follow-ups. Okay, 4 lists. Each list only shows me 5 people at a time. That's on purpose. That's so I stay focused and so that I don't get overwhelmed, okay? Because really I want you just to look at who's up next, the first person on the list, okay? Now, the right-hand side is where I log the activity as I go. So I don't have to go back and log it later because Teamzy's telling me the next person to connect with is Amanda. And I'm gonna connect with her now and log it as I go, okay? And keep in mind that Teamzy's fully mobile, so you can do this on your phone too if you're not at home from a desktop. This is a great way to connect with people when you're waiting to pick up the kids at school or whatever. You pull out your phone, who's up next? Amanda, I'm gonna message her while I wait. So here's how I would do it. First off, Rather than staring at my screen trying to come up with a perfect message, I'm going to go to scripts. See the button right here? I'm going to go to scripts and get one that's already been tested and proven to work. Okay, so Facebook. I'm going to message her on Facebook because that's my preferred contact vehicle is Facebook Messenger because it gets the best response rate. So here, I'm just going to grab connect number 1. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Okay. This little script works amazingly well, and it has been tested by all kinds of personalities and works great because it's so simple. It's just a hello, hope you're doing great, and it's just a total make somebody's day little script. So I copied that script, and now I'm going to paste it into Teamzy so I can edit it because I need to get the name right? Jane is just a sample name. Get the name right. I got to put some emoticons on it because I love emoticons. Are you guys emoticon freaks? Let me see your emoticon people. I love emoticons because it lets people know it's a happy message. Look, now I have this just the way I want it. Hi, Amanda, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this real quick. And you don't have to paste it in Teamzy first. That's just something that I was actually taught by users like you guys that said, I know it's an extra step, Eric, but this way you never send it out with the wrong name. So, oh, that's a good idea. So now I've switched to this way. So I'm going to copy that now. I've got Facebook open up here in another tab. To send a Facebook message, you have to actually send it through Facebook, which is fine. It's super easy still. So I'm going to look up Amanda. There she is. She comes right up. And we're going to send this message. Okay, and it's sent. Oh, look at when it searched her, it gave me a little testimonial about Teamzy right there. Isn't that cool, Amanda? We'll have to read that to the crew later on in this call. So I've sent the message. Now watch. I'm going to now log this as a Facebook message and see the big blue button that says log connect. Anyone think that's how we do it? That's how we log the connect? Yeah, I'm going to click on that. Watch. So I clicked on it. Now what I want you to notice is she's gone. My list has moved up 1 notch, and I've got another. I had 3, now I have 4 done, 5 left. See how that circle's filling in blue? The next person on my list is Jay. I'll just use that same script. It's already on my clipboard. You can just paste it again, and then just update the name. It's already got my emoticons. It's ready to go. Okay, and I'll send that quickly in Facebook too. Once I get in the groove, it's super fast to send the messages. Okay. Here's Jay. Let's send her the message. Boom. Hi, Jay. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. Boom. Okay. There she is. Sent. Okay. And I log it the same way. Log connect. Now I've got 5 done, 4 left. Okay. And Cosmo's next. I'm going to keep going down my list, connecting with people on my prospects list until that circle turns all the way blue. And I'm done with today's goal for connecting with prospects. Now, 2 things real quick on this. Some people will respond immediately, and you'll want to jump into that conversation. Put it off. Don't jump into it until you've got all your outgoing messages done for your power hour so you don't get distracted and don't get it completed. Make sense? If anything, it'll motivate you to go faster so that you can get into those conversations you've started. The second tip I have for you is some people won't respond at all, and don't worry about them at all. Don't give them a second thought. But Eric, I like to obsess about that. No, don't. Why? Because they're in Teamzy. They're going to come back automatically based on their star rank. They'll come back in 30, 60, 90 days, and then you connect with them again then. Okay? A lot of people won't respond because the messages came at a funky time, and they saw it, and they just didn't get a chance to respond. But most people will think about you, and a lot of them will at some point click to your Facebook page, and they'll engage. You won't know that they're there sometimes. But they will be, next time you message them, they'll be more ready for you, if that makes sense. Okay, so once I'm done with my prospects, I've connected. Our goal was 9. Once I get my 9 done, I'll switch to the next list, which is customers, and I'll start connecting with my customers. I recommend to do the same thing. Just grab a script so you don't spend too much time thinking about it. And I'll show you, we've got a couple great scripts in here. Here's my favorite one, which is this one. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. It's my favorite one. And when you send this, by the way, how many of you have ever used this script? Anyone ever used this script on the call? Isn't it awesome how people respond to it? They respond so amazingly to this. So we're messaging. Who am I messaging? Brandy? Hi, Brandon, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. When you send this to your favorite customers, a lot of times the answer will be, your message just made my day. So I'll copy that. Again, I'll toggle over to Facebook, send her the message, and then log it in Teamzy and keep going. You're just going to work down your list of customers the same way. You're just going to connect with them and be present for them. This is really quick because I know there's a lot of disagreement, and sometimes I won't say I argue, but I differ in opinion a little bit with some of the traditional teaching in Juice Plus on this. I don't believe you need to have a complicated follow-up system for your customers. If you just stay in touch with them, you'll be present for them. So if you want to touch them more often during the first 100 days, then just put them as a 5-star in Teamzy. And when they come up, message them. Okay? They'll come up every 30 days. Just message them as they come up in Teamzy. Stay present for them. 3 things happen when you're in touch regularly with your customers. Number 1, you're providing excellent service, right? How many of you that's important? Yeah. Number 2, when you are in regular contact with your customers, they will order more product and they retain longer. Did you guys know that stat? They order more product and they retain longer. Just by being present, just by being in contact with them. You want to see all your volume go up? Just start using Teamzy and get in touch with your customers. You'll be amazed at what happens. And number 3, how many of you would like some more customers? Let me see your hands if you'd like some more customers. Where do you get your new customers from? Is there a Juice Plus back office store for new customers where you can go get some new ones? Wouldn't that be cool? The best place to get a new customer is not Instagram. It's not whatever you think it is. It's from a current customer. The best source of a new customer is a current customer. And everyone's like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. That's true. Think about it. What do people do when they love something? They tell everybody about it, don't they? That's why some of you are here. Your customers are telling people about Juice Plus. Guaranteed. And let's talk about why people buy. 82% of Americans make purchasing decisions because of a recommendation from a friend. Because they're like, oh yeah, I know all this. I know all this intuitively. What does this mean? It means that right now, tonight, you have customers who have friends ready to purchase. You haven't even met them yet. So are you going to meet these people or what? Or are they going to Google Juice Plus and buy it some other way? Or are they going to Google Juice Plus knockoff from China? Is there even such a thing? I don't know. Probably, unfortunately. It's called Poos Just, right? Anyways, well, I know you have Juice Plus in China, so maybe not. All right. My point is get introduced to the people that your friends are talking to. The first step is being in touch, being in regular contact with them. Be in regular contact. Connect with them. Is there anything I can do to make your day? How are you enjoying your tower garden? Do you have any questions for me? How's everything going, right? And then when you have that rapport, then you say, Sandra, you've been getting great results. I'm sure you've told people about Juice Plus. Is there anybody you care about that needs more information on this stuff? Who have you talked to about it already? Just ask like that. Oh, I talked to my friend Allison about it. Great. Well, would you do me a favor? Introduce me to Allison on Facebook so that I can send her some information. We can help her too. Get introduced. It's not hard. You just have to be intentional. Now, what happens is when your customer introduces you to a friend, it's worth 100 internet leads because that person has trust in you already. Why? Because 82% of purchasing decisions are based on what? Recommendation from a friend. It's all about relationships, you guys. The biggest step here of getting new customers is being in touch with your current customers. By the way, somebody who canceled their auto ship bought from you 2 years ago and they're considered, does Juice Plus call them inactive? What do they call them? Canceled, whatever. Those are still your customer. Keep them in Teams and stay in touch with them. Okay? Anyone who's ever bought from you in the past, treat them like a current solid gold customer. Okay? And they will continue, they will buy again, they will come back, some of those people will become distributors. You don't know why they canceled it, what was happening in that season of their life. Make sense? Okay. Next list is distributors. So you're going to be in touch with your prospects. You're going to be all the people you know are your prospects that aren't already on your team. So you're going to be connecting with them. Then you're going to connect with your customers. And then you're going to connect with your distributors on your team. Just send them a little message, let them know you're thinking of them. Look, as your team grows, this becomes more and more important. Some of you have a small team right now, and you're like, I could be done in my first day connecting with my team. Great. But you have to build your business like it's a multi-million-dollar empire now. That makes sense? Because when you have 10,000 people, 20,000 people on your team, how are you going to stay in touch with them? The personal message makes all the difference. So you're going to go down your list, send them a quick message, okay? So you've got your prospects, your customers, your distributors. You're just sending messages to make their day. And then we get to our follow-ups list. This is the second half of our power hour, is working on follow-ups lists, okay? And this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where we actually convert and create business. So let me explain how this works. You notice there's nobody on my follow-ups list because the follow-ups in Teamzy are not automatic. You have to put people there. So you're automatically going to connect with people on these lists, but the follow-ups is where you place people that have interest and that you've invited to something. So let me show you how this works. I've been messaging Amanda. We've been talking, catching up on our lives. She's been telling me what she's up to. I've been telling her what I'm up to. I'm asking questions. I'm looking for needs, wants, frustrations. These are things that I'm doing when I'm talking to her. She has a boss who's a jerk. I had a boss that was a jerk. If she had, actually, my boss wasn't a jerk. He just wasn't competent. I guess there's a difference, right? Either way, it's not fun working for either type. She's frustrated because she never sees her kids. I relate to that because I never saw my kids. But I'm listening for this kind of stuff because I want to help her in some way. Make sense? So as we're talking, she's giving me her update. I'm asking questions and learning about what she's been doing. And then I'm going to tell her what I'm doing. Sometimes she'll ask me, what about you, Eric? What have you been up to? Which is great. A lot of times people won't ask. It's funny. They just want to talk about themselves. But I'll tell her anyways what I'm doing and what I'm doing and why I'm passionate about it. Well, I don't know if you know this, but I left my job 3 years ago. I've been doing Juice Plus, which has been incredible because now I've been able to help people get healthy, and I've been able to take care of my family and not have to deal with my jerk of boss that I used to have, not have to worry about getting laid off in the recession. It's been incredible, and she's going to be like, oh, really? So we're talking about it, and I'm trying to see if she's interested in learning more about it. And then eventually at some point, I'll just ask, Amanda, I don't know, are you interested in learning more about what I'm doing? Seems like something that could really help you too. And she'll either say, yeah, why don't you send me some information? Or she'll say, no, thank you, I'm not interested, right? Great. Either way, by the way, either way is a home run for me because I'm building relationship marketing business. She doesn't know this, but Amanda's already on my team. She's either a distributor, a customer, or my advocate, or a combination. And I don't have room for anything else. She says, no, I'm not interested in that area. Oh, that's great for you, Eric, but I'm really not interested in that right now. Great, no problem. I just want you to know how great it was to chat and catch up with you today, Amanda. I really appreciate our friendship. I'm glad we were able to reconnect. And but could you do me a favor? If you do come across people who really are struggling with their health, with their nutrition, maybe I could help them. I want to, I'm really on a mission to help people. Could you connect me with them, or could you introduce them to me so I could get them some information? She'll say, oh, sure, I'll keep that in mind. Okay, great. So I planted the seed with her. I want her to know that she's going to be part of my team helping me. And then that's it. I'll talk to her again in 3 months whenever she comes on Teamzy again. If she says, yes, I'd like some more information, great. Now I'm going to invite her. Does this make sense? So I'm going to invite her. Going back to my rant earlier, I'm going to get her on a call or a Zoom and find out exactly what she needs before I invite her. Because I'm going to find out her actual problem and give her the perfect solution for it. That's just the way I want it. That's the way I'm wired. I'll say, whoa. Great. She says, yeah, send me some information. Awesome. Well, do you have 5 minutes right now? We can jump on a quick call or Zoom. I just want to hear what your goals are to see if it's even something I can help you with. Okay, great. So we jump on a call, talk a little bit. I ask questions, find out what her goals are. Then I can say, based on what we've just talked about, what you've just told me, and that I've taken notes on, and let me repeat some of it back to you. I really think that you would benefit most from this. Right? You benefit most from this product, or you would benefit most from becoming a distributor, and this is why. Make sense? So now I'm going to prescribe her solution and invite her. Let's say I'm talking to her about the product. I think that you know the issues that you have would be tremendously helped just by starting a regimen of eating these products every day. And here's some stories of other people, and I think this would be great for you. And she says, yeah, it does sound great. I said, look, why don't I do this? I'll send you over some more information on them right now via email, along with a link to purchase and instructions on how to complete that purchase. Great, perfect, send it over to me. Okay, so let me just show you how to do this in Teamzy. This is an invite, right? She's not on my dashboard, so I'm gonna look her up. That brings me to her record. I'm gonna open up the Connect box and see where it says invite. So I'm going to choose an invite type. And so in this example, I'm telling her that she should get the product. So I'm going to put share products as my invite, okay? And then I'm going to send an email. So what I would do is I would have a full email written with links and everything already saved in Teamzy as a script. And I would just actually grab that script and send it to her from Teamzy and record it as I went, which is kind of awesome. But I'm just going to put in here emailed info and links, okay? So see, this is now an invite and it set a follow-up for 2 days automatically. See the follow-up? Automatically set it. Now you can do a follow-up for any day in the future, but this follow-up puts her on my follow-ups list now when I complete this. So as I'm talking to her, I say, I'm gonna send you the email right now. I'll follow up tomorrow and see if you have any questions. She says, great, so let me set this for tomorrow. Log connect. So now that I've logged it, it's now set the follow-up. And now it's put Amanda on my follow-ups list. See, she's there now. Tomorrow I'm gonna follow up with her. When I come and do my Teamzy, I'm gonna go to my follow-ups list. It's gonna say, today you need to follow up with Amanda. Okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send a follow-up to her. Again, I'm gonna go to my scripts and I'll get a follow-up script because Eric put his follow-up scripts in here for me, all 10 of them. How cool is that? So look, here's follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Boom, copied. Great. How many people take that email that I sent and just make the purchase that first night? It's not that common, right? So I need to follow up. Okay, right name. Look, this is ready to go. Let me just show you how easy it is to send, again, in case you haven't been paying attention. Super easy and fast. There she is. Send it. Send message sent. Done. Okay, so I've sent my follow-up message. Now what I'm going to do is before I log this one, I'm going to set a new follow-up. So now I'll follow up, let's say in 2 days, set it on my follow-ups and log it. Now she's still on my follow-ups. Now it's due Saturday for the next one. Okay, so every time I follow up with her, I send her the next one. And you have to keep following up. You may have noticed in scripts that I have 10 follow-up scripts in here for you. Follow-up 1 through 10. Okay, so you keep following up in order. Now, this is important. See how easy, do you guys see how easy that is? How nobody can ever fall through the cracks if you do this right. Okay, I want to teach you a little bit about following up really quick and then we'll do Q&A. Because this is really important. The fortunes in the follow-up. This is the key part. And this is where most people in our business give up. 80% of sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Okay? 80% of sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. I know. What a terrible thing to say, Eric. Most people in our business follow up 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times before they give up on somebody. Is that true? Even top leaders, okay? Even top leaders. So let's just look at the statistic. 20% of people will follow up in the first 3 follow-ups. Those are the people that you've already got closed. Those are the sales and the people you've recruited now because they were low-hanging fruit and you got them. 80% take 7 to 10 follow-ups. The reason why most people don't get those people is because they won't follow up that much. They're either not organized enough, they don't have Teamzy, or they're worried about being annoying. How many of you don't want to be a pest, so that's why you don't follow up so much? Yeah, that's the most common thing. So first off, I need to shift your mindset, okay? Let me just change the statistic from the one that was scary about following up to this. 80%, how many of you are here again because you want to help people and you feel like you can change lives through this business? Good. Everybody I can see. And I'm assuming everybody whose camera's off is at home going, it's me. 80% of the people you could help, you won't help unless you follow up 7 to 10 times. 80% of the people you could help, you won't help unless you follow up 7 to 10 times. How would you rate yourself if someone was like, how's business? And you're like, it's great. I'm helping 20% of the people I could be. Right? No, you can do better than that. And it's not hard. I'm going to show you how easy this is with Teamzy, but let me just explain something to you. Because you need to follow up more to help people, following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Write that down and remember that following up is an act of love. It's not an annoying pest thing. It's an act of love. When you're trying to shove something down somebody's throat that they don't want and you're following up, that is annoying. But when you are trying to help somebody to make a purchase they're excited about, that's love. Okay? Failing to follow up expresses this: I don't care about you. When you give up on somebody because you've made up a reason why they're not answering, and it's fiction, you've made up fiction, we do it all the time, you're telling them, I'm giving up on you because I don't care enough about you to keep following up. I know it sounds kind of harsh, but you guys need to understand this is what's happening. It's an emotional process. So here are the rules so you can follow up 10 times and not be annoying, and people will thank you for it, and they will think you're at the bee's knees for doing it. Okay? They will have so much respect for you, and they will feel the love if you follow these 2 rules. Number 1, never ask them to do anything on the follow-up. Don't ask them to call you back. Don't ask them to even respond. Okay? They don't have to do anything. You keep the onus on yourself to keep following up until you connect. Okay? Don't ask them to do anything. The number 2 principle, or rule or law, however you want to look at it, is your follow-up must be, they have to be able to read it. It has to be written. Okay? Text message or Facebook Messenger. And it has to be short. Short enough they can read the entire thing without opening it. They can see it on their screen, the lock screen of their phone, as a notification. Okay? Why? Because here's what's happening. I'm following up with Jennifer. I send her that first message. She sees it come through on her phone. It's a little notification like this on her phone. She sees the message, and she's like, oh yeah, I need to respond to this. I need to get this Juice Plus thing going. And then what happens? Oh my gosh! She looks over. The baby's throwing up on the dog. Gotta go. Tosses her phone, goes and handles her business. Next day, I message her again. She's driving her car. She sees my message. Oh yeah. She remembers how excited she was about Juice Plus. I'll have to respond to that later when I'm not driving. Later on, I message her again. She's making dinner. Oh yeah, I can't respond right now. Now, here's the thing. This is life. And what's happening on the other end when all you hear is crickets is you're going, I thought she was interested. What's going on? Maybe I offended her. Oh, she probably thinks it's too expensive. Oh, I heard her husband's a jerk. Oh, maybe because it's tax season? I don't know. Oh, I saw on Facebook she got a flat tire. She probably has no money after replacing that tire. Do you guys do this? I do it too. I teach this stuff, but I still do it. It's human nature. But you have to talk yourself out of this hysteria and keep connecting and understand. Now, the reason why it has to be short and written is because everybody wants to see your message desperately. Don't you, when your phone buzzes, don't you want to look at it? Yeah. But when you look at it and you see it's a voice message, now it's like, I don't have time for a voice message right now. I can't hear anything. I've got a 2-year-old. My 2-year-old, who's the sweetest, cutest thing in the world, somehow has the loudest volume of any human being on the planet. Anyone have toddlers that are super loud? I don't know how she does it, but I mean, I have 4 kids, and somehow this kid has no volume control. She's just saying good morning, and it's like, I can't listen to a voice message. I'll have to save that till midnight when everyone's asleep, and I have headphones so I don't wake up. You know what I mean? You guys get where I'm going with this? Same thing with a long message, ... Oh man, now I gotta open it to read it. I can't do that right now. Why don't I wanna open the message? Because I don't want you to know I've seen it. right? Because if I've seen it, now I have to respond. And if I don't, I'm a jerk. So people won't open your messages, but they'll see them. And that's what you need to understand. You want to make it easy on them. Let them see the message. Let them reconnect to the emotion of being excited about Juice Plus for a second before their life takes over. And be present over a period of time where you're connecting with them and showing them that you truly do care and that you are going to follow up like you said you would. And just be patient with them. 80% of people won't respond at all until 6 or 7 connects, 6 or 7 follow-ups. And then you'll get this, "I'm so sorry I haven't responded to you" message. "Thank you for following up with me. You're awesome." And that 7th follow-up where they respond, they're not like, "Here's my credit card." You're kind of starting over, but this is the process. You get somebody interested, you invite them, you put them on your follow-ups list. You keep following up. Just follow the program. When they come up, you send them a message, set a new follow-up. When they come up again, send them a message, set a new follow-up. You just keep them on your list. You stay present. You keep connected. You keep reaching out. And they will convert over time. And so your power hour on a daily basis in Teamzy, you guys, this is a system. It's so amazing. It's a system. It works so great. You're just going to come in here each day. You're going to log on. You're going to connect with your prospects, your customers, your distributors, starting conversations. Then you're going to, and at some point in the day later on, I would set aside another hour or half hour somewhere to actually message back and forth with the people who are responding. Then you're going to go work your follow-ups list and just send them the next follow-up. That's your power hour. You do it every day consistently. And you will connect with so many people. You will start generating so many conversations and so much buzz in your community. You might even be overwhelmed with opportunities in your first month of using Teamzy. And that's kind of what I want for you. Okay, so then when I've connected with Amanda a bunch of times and she finally converts, here's how I'm going to finish her off in Teamzy. I'll go to her record. Again, you can go there. I clicked on her name right there on the dashboard, or you can look her up in the lookup bar. Where it says sale under her name, I'm going to just log a sale. Let's say she bought, let's say she got her capsules. So I'm going to click other. She didn't come in as a distributor. Let's say she just came in as a customer. Great. And save it. So that a sale was made, Teamzy records that. And then I'm going to tag what she got. Okay. Tag whatever her product was. Okay. Just tag it. That way I know exactly what she bought. And at any point I can pull up a list of everyone in my database that has that product. And so now I'm going to move her member type from prospect to customer. Now she's a customer on my list. See how easy that is? If she had signed up as a distributor, then I would click on distributor and personally sponsored. And that moves her to that list. Maybe down the road, as I continue connecting with her as a customer, that'll be my next space of growth for her, is to become a distributor herself. Make sense? Okay. So that is the Teamzy Power Hour. It shouldn't even take you an hour until maybe your 4th week of using Teamzy, because it'll take you 3 weeks to generate those follow-ups, because you're going to just be starting conversations. It takes a few weeks to get the momentum going on the conversations to start filling that follow-up pipeline. But once you get consistent at this, your pipeline will be full all the time, and every single month you'll be converting sales and distributors every single month. In fact, in Teamzy right now, the people who are actively using it, they're averaging 21 customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. Okay, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, it's not like, because slow and steady build on this business is awesome, right? Not really slow. 21 customers in 3 months, not really slow. It's just steady. And that's what you want. That's what you want to do, is just consistently have it full, consistently connecting with people, creating things, creating opportunities. All right, so we've got a few more minutes. If anyone has some questions you want to ask, go up, feel free, just unmute and ask away, and I'm happy to answer anything.
I've got a question. When you were talking about, and it's been a question of mine all along, like my follow-up and sharing, I send them out, and I've been doing a really good job at this. Of course, the boot camp has a lot to do with that. And but how do I go? Once you get the conversation going, I've done my board, they're in the follow-up, and that's where you start developing the conversation back and forth. You keep talking to them, and then that's where you're going to go in to get them into the product or the distributorship. You understand what I'm asking? I'm still at that point that I'm doing exactly what you're telling me to do, but I haven't figured out how to cross that bridge yet.
Yeah. Well, that's not a simple teach, and that's a lot of what we're working on in boot camp is working through that transition. You know, you do have access to those boot camp trainings, so go back and look at the how to transition the conversation training.
Okay.
You'll see that the three, and I'll give you guys a little bit, as much as I can give you on this call, because it's a whole week in boot camp we spend on this. But there's basically like 3 ways that I would share the business based on what I'm hearing from them to transition the conversation. I would share the business based on personal impact it's made on me. That would be number 1. So in my case, it was I lost weight and got healthy. So I would share the business based on how it helped me do that. Or I would share the business based on financial or benefits, right? So I might share how I just had a free cruise with my family in the Caribbean that I won free for my business. Or I might share the fact that my mortgage payment was paid this month by my business. So I know you can't disclose like financials, but I would share something like that, a benefit that has come based on what I'm hearing. So whatever's most appropriate for that person based on the conversation we're having, where they're struggling, I might share something like that. The third place that I would share from to transition a regular conversation to talking about my business is the mission. The mission.
Okay.
So, and again, that's your personal mission or the mission of your company. Okay. A lot of times you share the mission of your mission of this company. The reason I've aligned with this company is because their mission is this, and that aligns with my personal mission, which is to help people with this. And some people will really resonate with that more than money or benefits. They'll resonate with the mission. And it's hard to teach because it is kind of a feeling that you have as you're having a conversation what to lead with.
Yeah.
Does this make sense? But it is an art that you can refine. It's like a skill that you can build over time, practicing and listening. You just got to figure out where they're coming from and what you think they would be most interested in hearing about when you share. And then you go into your story. Sharing your story is the best way to talk about your business. Okay, and if you're brand new and you don't have a story to share, oh my gosh! So for some of you who know my background, when I was in the network marketing business, I was a Beachbody coach, which is similar to Juice Plus because it's all about health and nutrition, but it also had this workout, part of it. We had people doing workouts, and so I had a friend who was a world-class athlete. She was a world-class athlete. She, as a master's athlete in her 50s, she had world records in the masters, and she had never been out of shape. So she could never say to somebody like I could, hey, I was super overweight and now I'm not because of this. Like she was like, I don't have a story. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have a story? Everybody has a story. You just got to tell what it's done for you. But if you don't have a story, then you share your friend's stories. Hey, my friend Eric, you should hear his story. Oh my gosh, this guy. He was 60 pounds overweight, and it helped him get his life together. And now, so just tell other people's stories if you don't have one yet until you build your own story and say, and I'm so excited for this. I'm working on the same type of thing for myself. It's great, So I guess my answer to you, Amanda, is listen to what their needs are. Share your story based on what part of your story you feel like would resonate most with them. And don't worry if you don't get it right. Just share from your heart, be authentic, and you'll do fine with people. Does that make sense?
Okay.
But at some point, if you feel like it's just not getting there naturally, just ask them. Say, hey, would you like some more information on what I'm doing? Are you interested in learning more? Just blurt that out. Okay.
Well, I've done that. A lot of times I'll say when I've had these conversations, because we've developed a relationship and stuff, and well, what are you doing? I'm Juice Plus, and how's it going? Da 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 da. And I'll say, well, if I sent you a short video, would you be interested in watching it? And that's my way of finding out if they're interested or not.
Yeah.
Once I've developed it, I don't just jump into it.
Yeah. My only problem with that is, then they can watch the video and I would just say, are you interested in learning more about this? Before you send the video, you need to find out what they're interested in learning more about. Talk to them more. The video,
Yeah,
I feel like the
that's
video,
what I mean. You
I feel
find
like
out
sending
their
somebody a video,
need.
this is my opinion, but I feel like sending somebody a video is like a very low chance of converting them in any way. It's
Okay.
like, it's just like a spray and pray. And I feel like if they say yes, I'd like some more information, then that's to me that's permission to ask another 10 questions.
Okay.
And I would say, great. Look, can we get on a quick call, or let me ask you a few questions about your goals. And then I would ask them, well, how do you feel? Like, what's your health like on a scale of 1 to 10? How would you rate your health? What's your energy like during the day? What's your nutrition look like right now? Are you eating healthy? How would you rate your nutrition? Tell me what a day of eating looks like for you. Like, what are your meals? I would ask specific questions like this so that I could get a gauge. How about water? Do you drink water throughout the day, or do you drink other beverages? What do you drink during the day? Oh, you're drinking Diet Coke all day long? Okay, that's good to know. So I would ask questions. These are real specific questions, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to uncover what their real need is, and if it's something I can help with. And it's also an opportunity for me to showcase my expertise. And now we're in this deep conversation. They don't know what to hit them. I'm not trying to sell them Juice Plus. I'm deep into their life trying to see if this is something I can help them with. Make sense? And what'll happen is even if people don't become customers, they're gonna be like, wow, Amanda really knows what she's talking about. And then when you tell them, could you do me a favor and keep me in mind? Can you connect me with people who need help? She's gonna feel great about doing that because she knows how professional and knowledgeable you are. Make sense?
Okay.
Any other questions, guys? I don't know if I helped with that. But.
Hey, Eric, can you hear me? Hey, Feather, we can hear you driving, girl. Just letting you know.
Well, because I had a question. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, who was it?
You can go first, girl, if you want.
Okay. It was just a real quick question on, I know it sets up the stuff for follow-ups and all of that. When we first get customers, it sends us emails like, okay, here, follow up and do all this. And then we get an email, or it lets us know about 10 days before it ships. Is there a way to set that kind of follow-up stream in Teamzy as well?
It's so funny. I was on a call earlier today to talk about that 10-day before. Now, there are ways to set that up in Teamzy. Honestly, you could set it up as a follow-up if you want for that one. I think that after that first couple of months, though, you're fine just connecting with them as they come up in Teamzy because you've got a relationship going. Does that make sense? So what we talked about before, I was with another team earlier today on the East Coast. Well, I think you guys are on the East Coast too, aren't you? Some of you. And they talked about just setting the new customers as 5 stars so they come up every 30 days in the beginning, so that those first 3 months you're connecting with them every 30 days. But what I recommend you do is create a tag for the date when they ship. So when you put in the sale, you tag them like this one ships on the 18th. That way on the 16th or whatever, you can pull up the 18th list, you go down the list and fire off the same message to everybody. So that's just a simple thing that you can do. There's lots of ways you can customize Teamzy like that, if that helps.
Okay. Yeah, that does. Thank you.
Good thing.
Okay, Eric, sorry, can you hear me now?
I hear you very clearly.
Okay, thank you. I just want to, first of all, just give a thumbs up. I had started Teamzy. I did that 30-day free trial, and you were super helpful answering my questions, and then I just kind of got in a rut. I have, over 1,000 friends on Facebook, and when I uploaded them, dude, I was way overwhelmed. I was starting to star them, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to keep up with this. I feel like once you all so I'm wondering if you have any tips to make that transition a little bit easier, or
yeah. Well, first off, that's why I only show you 5 at a time on the dashboard, so that you just message whoever's up instead of looking through your list. But as far as like getting the stars on, again, 1,000's not that bad. That's less than an hour's work to do it full on. but you can do it even less if you just think of it this way. They're all going to be 3 stars, and most of them will stay 3 stars. So you're just scrolling your list looking for the people you feel really strongly about and making them 4s and 5s.
How did you do it in an hour? I mean, I went through and, there was probably like 600 that I would not contact just because they're not real, you know what I mean? Like, we're not necessarily friends. It would be very salesy to be like, hey, how you doing type thing.
Well, I would still message those people. Those are your 3-star people that you're still going to message them. If you're friends on Facebook, you can still message them. And if it's strange because you've never met, you just say, I just made a decision recently that I'm going to actually have relationships with my Facebook friends. So I thought I'd reach out. How are you? And, because it's not like you're cold messaging some random person. They've decided to be your Facebook friend.
Right.
And what I found, here's what I found, because when I was working my business, I posted on Facebook every day. I did live videos. I posted on Facebook. I was putting value up all the time. I wasn't one of these 5 times a day people, but I posted at least once a day. And I would message people that I didn't know who they were, and they responded like they knew a lot of times because they see my posts.
Right.
So a lot of times they'd be like, oh my gosh, great to hear from you. Yeah, it's great to connect finally. I've seen, I saw whatever. Or, you've got a beautiful family. Or they would make comments like they knew me because they see my posts because I was active, so I was showing up in their feeds. So don't second guess those people that you feel weird about, but they're not going to be your priority. So what you need to do is go through the list first. You said there were 600 people that you would never contact. Okay, well, let's say yes, you will, but that means there's 400 people on your list of 1,000 that you would contact. So those 400 people need to be ranked higher so they show up first. So those are going to be your 4s and some of them will be 5s, and you'll go through and just do it. I would get like a nice adult beverage and some nice relaxing music and just an event, right? For me, it would be probably some Frank Sinatra. And
okay, I'm reading you.
But whatever it is that floats your boat, and just get it done, and don't overthink it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Just chip away at it. Look, here's the analogy. I just recently moved into my dream home 4 months ago. I can't even believe it. I walk through it every day, and I'm like, thank you, Lord, for this. It's amazing. When we moved in, it was a mess. I mean, it was like the closing. Have you guys, anyone purchased a home in the last few years? Closing on the home was a nightmare. Everything went wrong. And then when we get in here, the movers lose stuff or whatever, and you're finally here. And this is what getting started with Teamzy is like. You're like, how am I going to ever get into this house? Setting up, going through ranking your people is like unpacking all the dishes and pots and pans in the kitchen. It's a mess. You don't even know where stuff's supposed to go yet. But you know what? Once you've done it, now you live here and you get to get cooking every morning, and you know right where everything is. Does that make sense? You only have to do it one time.
Yeah.
And then it's over. And you get to live in Teamzy and have the system behind you. And so that's a temporary feeling of overwhelm that you had. You just need to get past that, and then you're ready to go.
Okay. That's a good analogy. Thank you.
Sure thing. Let's do one more. One more question. No pressure. It's okay. If you don't have one, I'll just say goodnight. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for being.
Well, thank you, Eric, so much for meeting with us. We really appreciate it. And I'm in boot camp, and I've done all this, and I took notes just like I do in boot camp.
Well, we never stop learning, and these are skills that you can always learn more and get better at as you go. The beautiful thing is you don't have to know how to do this to start. You just need to start so that you can learn how to do it. Make sense? So I want to thank you all.
It's changed my business considerably.
Oh, let me show you guys this. Let me show you guys this little post here from Amanda that that came up. She says, I am so excited because of Teamzy teaching me to reach out to prospects. I had a person decide to join my team today because she said she appreciated when I reached out to her and kept up with her. She said she could have joined with another lady she knew, but she appreciated how I cared about her. I'm so excited I joined Teamzy. How cool is that?
That's true. She joined me because she said I cared about her.
Following up is an act of love. So anyways, thank you guys. God bless you. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon. I will give you.
Appreciate it.
Thank
you.
Bye, everyone.